Alright guys, it's been a little while since my last recording. I put the video up yesterday when I was starting to make the boiler and stuff. So I figured I'd do another real quick update, just maybe a couple minute video, just show you what I've done here in the house. Done a few changes, and we updated the server last night to 8.01. I think that's the current version number. Guys, I'm not real happy with it. Seems to be a few bugs. I logged in this morning and I had a quarry running out in the Twilight Forest. The quarry is now gone. The quarry is gone. The redstone pipe energy conduit's gone. The two electrical engines that were running it, the two generators in the bat box that were running them, gone. Two ender chests gone. Double chest gone. Needless to say, that was a pretty massive blow as far as resources it took to create all that. So I'm going to talk, see if there's any what happened to it. If anybody can fill me in on that, because I don't understand. There was nothing out there that could have blown up. It was built on cobblestone, so short of a meteorite striking it, I don't know. Anyway, one of the other problems too is that timers appear to be getting stuck. It's caused a little bit of a problem, and I'll get into that more once I get around to that section. So first thing I've done is basically, you can tell, I've cleaned out this room. I have switched everything to liquid ducts instead of the waterproof piping, so that's working pretty good. I have completely automated the fermenter and the biofuel production. So the fermenter is running off of oak saplings that is coming from the tree farm out there with fertilizer. Water's coming in from up here. Speaking of water, that is also the other thing, is that before water was coming out of these things here, which are these aqueous accumulators, and I could run two things off of one aqueous. They changed that. So I logged in this morning, and the biofuel had stopped, so I had to make another accumulator, another water pool, and put that up, so that's running now. So that one fermenter up there is running all of these stills, and it seems to be pretty good. So it's about, what have I got here, 5. So I've got 5 stills to one fermenter, and that seems to be a nominal production rate. As far as I can tell, I may have to adjust that, but we will see a little bit later today. Right now, I've got that going into a very, very large iron tank, which is something else that I've added. The iron tank, this one is a 9 by 9 by 8, so it holds about 10 million units, as you can see here. The units are about 1 bucket is 1,000, so got to give you an idea for that. I'm also using up the oil that was generously left in my house by your lottery. I have turned that into fuel, Buildcraft fuel, and that is running over here also. And basically what these are running to the boilers, which are finished now. So basically we've got the solid fuel boiler over here running, peak efficiency right now, 1,000 degrees, fuel steam. It is running 7 industrial steam engines, which are providing redstone power, or MJs, through this redstone energy conduit out to the base. I have went a little overkill on plank production. Basically, I'm feeding this with planks from the wood farm out there. I've got 2 sawmills running. They are providing planks. I've had a little bit of an issue with the sawmills stopping production here, so I have upgraded the chests to very large, 2 crystal chests feeding it, just in the off chance that something glitches while I'm at work today. Hopefully all of this should continue to run until I get home. I also put another aqueous accumulator, being I had the issues with the one out there only running 1 machine. Did not want these to run out of water, because if they run out of water, that would be very bad, because then they could explode. And with 2 of them, that would probably take a large chunk of my house. So we've got the solid fuel, like I said, running the steam engines, and then we got the liquid fuel. Now we've got the Buildcraft fuel running in right now. When that runs out, the biofuel production should take over. The furnace is heated up, so it should be a very efficient run, and the biofuel production should be more than adequate to keep up with that. I also added a steam turbine. This took a copious amount of steel to make. The turbine rotor that is in here takes around 99 steel to make, and it will run out every few days. This thing can output about 100 EUs per tick. Right now it's only running around 30% because I'm not using that much electricity. And anyway, so I've got it feed into a couple MFEs, and then down into my main power storage. Now you'll notice too that I've got a couple of gold cables in here in this intermixed with this glass fiber. That is due to a change that went in. I believe it went into this patch into the GregTech, which is if the GregTech machines are inadvertently overloaded, put into basically too much power, so you put on something that's too much for them, they will explode. Before, they would explode, make a nice little crater, destroy whatever was around it, big pain in the butt. They have changed that now to where they will now cascade down the cable line until it blows the cable. And as the glass fiber cable can transmit quite a bit of power, basically, let's say if I were to inadvertently explode this one, it could go down all this cable and it could basically wipe out all of my machines. So putting a gold cable in there, being the gold cable is specifically for medium voltage. If it overloads, it'll blow that gold. The theory is it'll blow that cable before it cascades down the line to the rest of the machines. So we're hoping. First of all, don't plug it into something it doesn't go to, so that should help. But anyway, so enough with that. So we got the generators running, we got the boilers. Yesterday, I added this. This is an industrial grinder, and what this does basically, if you put your ore inside of it, it kind of works like a macerator. But instead of getting just your ore out, you will get additional stuff. So if you put in iron, you could get something like tin and something else out. So that'll be a big plus. Like that. So we're getting like the netherrack. I'll get a gold nugget, nether dust. The empty cell is only if you use it for water, so not a big deal on that. Like uranium. So you get a little bit more for your resources, so like iron, dust, tin, and nickel. So it gives you a little bit more for it. Works really good. Needs a water source, so you can do buckets. I just did an aqueous accumulator underneath of it to fill that in with water. It requires 128 EUs per tick to run, so medium voltage. Same as the blast furnace over here. And that, so kind of makes my rotary macerator not very useful, but still got it just in case. All right, so we talked about the boilers. I said they're feeding planks from the tree farm. I covered a little bit in the other video. I have changed a little bit. They are feeding through ender chests now. So the ender chests bring in the wood goes into this sawmill, which saws it up, and then it goes into this one for planks, which is the ender chest that is over by the boilers. Sorry about that quick flip there. My hand slipped. So we got that one running, and we've also got the industrial one running. And this one does the same thing, but it runs off EUs rather than red power. So we've got those. So hopefully they can keep enough planks in that solid fuel boiler to keep it going. One of the problems I've had is this timer keeps stopping. So I'm kind of glad I've got the one over here running, because if this one stops, then I won't have any plank production. Okay, so we're over here now. I made another tank for my lava, because basically I've been trying to use up the MJs. So I've had this thing making lava, and I made a very semi-large tank, 2 million units. And at first I was using more than I was producing, but since I got the turbine, the wind generators up top, the thermal generators over there, and the biofuel generators, I've basically got a surplus of EUs. My next project, as soon as I can get the stuff, is to make a mass fabricator or its equivalent in the Greg Tech. So I'm going to do that. Got this tank over here. This is just a smaller one, and this is basically just pulling creosote out of the coke ovens. And I'm pumping that over to Lindfree's house, because he's making that into fuel. So as I make coke and charcoal, he gets a little bit out of that, so that helps out. This is my trophy wall for all the critters, for all the zombies and skeletons and creepers I've killed. The other thing you'll notice, there's no train here. So where did the train go? I don't remember if I covered this in another video, but I actually put the train downstairs. So you go through this door. Originally, these were just here because this was stairs, and then I put the panels up to kind of hide the staircase. So go down here, and then my train station comes in, and this is where the train unloads, refuels with charcoal, and then goes back out. So I did all that. The thing I did change is I did put covers on the top of it. This will keep critters and zombies from falling down into the hole and basically getting into my house. So that would be a big, huge plus. And I actually connected this into the underside, which I've cleaned out and have all the piping and tubing running through. And yes, it does look a little disjointed, but it works, and that's what matters at the moment. I do clean it up as needed. Try to keep it as orderly and a few bends and stuff as possible. So that's pretty much what we've changed. Not a whole lot else. Like I said, kind of ticked off that I lost the quarry this morning. That wasn't real happy with that. Oh, you know what? I almost did forget. We are doing something else a little different I've started working on. And that is, I made soul shards. And basically what soul shards are is, let me close this just in case its spawn starts to creep up on me. You make a soul shard, and then you use like a vile sword. I've got soul stealer on it to help with the killing. And what you do is you go out, you put this in your inventory, and you go kill mobs. As you kill mobs, the tier will go up. You want to try and get that up to tier 5, and then you combine that with a few other pieces, and you can actually make a mob spawner. So that way you can make a grinder or something like that. So I'm going right now is for zombies, skeletons, and endermen. I have yet to find an enderman, which I find kind of funny, being they were everywhere before I was looking for them, and now they're nowhere to be found. So kind of a little fun with that. But anyway, and you make those in these things, which are soul forges, which you make with corrupted essences. And the way you do the corrupted essence is basically you get vile dust and glowstone, and crafting and makes corrupted essence. You get vile dust by smelting soul sand. So if you're out in the nether and looking to make some of this stuff, go for it. You make the soul shards, just to let you know, you make this vile essence and you burn a diamond in it, and the diamond will give you 3 soul shards. To make the sword is you smelt gold in this, and it will give you the ingot, 2 ingots, and a stick make the sword. So not too hard. I mean, basic crafting principles on that. I also added some gold chests up here, and basically I just kind of sorted all my junk in there. You know, cables, type tubing, you know, basically a variety of project stuff, because the chest I had down here was getting, well, it was full. It was full of crap. I couldn't find anything in it, so I thought I had plenty of gold and plenty of iron, so I just upgraded all my chests up there, and then so everything's in its own little spot, and I could find it much easier. Added a couple lasers here to the assembly table. I've been using the assembly table to make chips, because I find that there are some chips that are just a lot easier to make than it is to make advanced circuits, just resource-wise. They take a lot longer to make, but being I've got the gold and the glowstone, or the redstone, it's a lot easier to do that for me. So anyway, and then the last thing is I covered all of the pneumatic transport pipes with panels. I'm trying to improve the frame rate in this area. I don't know if it's just because I've got the tubing is running, there's too much tubing, or what, but I'm going to have to, I think, eventually redo this sorting. Not really looking forward to that, but it's something I'm going to have to do, and it's going to be at a little bit later time. So that's pretty much what we've got for right now. Like I said, nothing else has changed in the house. That's it. Oh, yeah, there was one change. I did redo the tree farm. If you will remember from previous videos, the tree farm out here, the train track was a very disjointed mess going in all different directions. And I basically just made it much more even and a much steadier path. So an increased tree production makes it look a little bit better out here. I did have to put a world anchor out here too, just because in this area kept despawning. And I've got a turret up here just to keep the creepers off, because they kept falling on my house, and that wasn't cool. So that's all we got for this one. Just like I said, a quick update on what we've changed in the house. Next video segment, like I said, maybe going to try to start working on making the mass fabricator or its equivalent. I do need to make a couple other pieces of machinery, so I'll probably try to record one of those when we put that in. Like I said, we did skip over a lot the past few days. I just got carried away making some of this stuff, and unfortunately didn't record a lot of it. Of course, making the tanks was pretty boring work, because the tanks, I guess I should show you how you make the tanks. The tanks are made with iron in the rolling machine, and basically what you do is, see if I can find where I put them. Yeah, you make them with iron plate. And the way you make iron plate is in the rolling machine, just 4 iron makes 3 plates. I am not going to say how much iron it took to make that 9x9x8 tank, other than it was a lot. When you figure each one of these wall pieces. Here, let me show you. Okay, so you made your plate, and now you need to make your tank. So your iron tank wall is 4 plates for 4 iron tank walls. You also need gauges that let you see what's inside of it, and valves. So it takes quite a bit to make those, but it's well worth it for the amount of units they hold, and the ease of which they can be drained, basically with the liquid duct pipe. So I've been real happy with that. And see, here we go. See, the timer is stuck again. I do not understand why these timers are getting stuck. It's getting on my nerves, and I'm not real happy with it. So if that one's stuck, let's see, is this one stuck too? No, see, this was not stuck. But I don't understand why they're sticking. I don't know if it's because it doesn't make any sense. It's not because they're on the wall, because I have two in here. They're also on a wall. They have never been stuck. They've not been stuck. This one got stuck. The one over here got stuck. And there was one other one. The one that feeds the boiler got stuck too. So I'm not. I gotta say, I'm not really thrilled with that. I don't know if that's a glitch in the patch or what's causing it, but it's not cool. And I'm gonna be honest, if it continues, it's gonna cause some major problems, especially with something like this, because it's gonna fill this chest up. Probably got enough trees in here to run the fermenter for a while, at least while I'm at work. But we will see when we get home. Like I said, I made a post to the guy that runs the server to see if maybe he can figure out what's going on with it. So that's where we're at. And hey, if you enjoy the videos, please like and subscribe. We post on some more stuff. Looking for some other games to play to put up here. So I might be doing a few more Let's Plays with some other games. We'll see. Taking a day at a time. So take care, guys. See you next time.